What's up, guys? You already know what it is. You click the link. You already know you already know what's going down this Wednesday. It's the IMO Podcast, back at it again with another hot, fresh episode of us bullshitting about everything. I'm Andre, your wonderful, extremely funny, handsome, intelligent, awesome, godlike host. All of those adjectives describe me and my life. I'm also joined by some other people. Flo, what's up?
Wait a minute. So you gonna give yourself that bomb introduction, but you don't bother to give anybody else?
When you say hi,
What Hi. What?
All right, moving on. Jared, what up?
What up, fam? How you doing?
And we got Maurice on the sticks.
I just want to know, how many times did you have to fold yourself in order to be able to suck your own dick like that? Like, that was like...
God damn. How are you
Take
gonna
years of
react?
practice.
Years
If you would only know like the amount of stretching, the yoga classes, it's not an easy thing, dog.
Right, soybeans and almond milk.
What the soybeans got to do with anything?
It sounds healthy. I mean, I don't know. It sounds healthy.
Oh my gosh! Since I'm not watching the stream, what we got today, sir?
We are continuing our adventures on Rise of the Tomb Raider. I like how it just came up as I was talking about it. It's pretty neat right there. Yeah, so
Cool.
we're continuing that.
We're continuing our journey on Tomb Raider, so we got a nice, lovely stream going for you guys. I'm hope that Maurice isn't being too much of a scrub,
I'm always being
which is a
screwed.
perfect segue into our first topic. Okay, so if I got this right, and I hope that I got my information correct, feel free to interrupt me, my wonderful co-host, if I got my information wrong. There's a little lovely game called Cuphead that just came out. Was it this week?
No, I think it was last week.
Was it last week? Oh, I thought it was this week. Anyway, well, it is Wednesday, so I guess last week would make sense. Yeah, Cuphead is kind of if you're a gamer or just keep up with gaming at all, like I'm pretty sure that most of you guys do. Cuphead is like the side scroller that's been like hand drawn for pretty much every interaction. Every interaction is hand drawn, so that's like all this passion, love, sweat is all on the screen at every given moment. So, I believe it was the people in question is Polygon, right, Maurice?
Yep.
So a journalist from Polygon had
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Polygon. It was VentureBeat.
VentureBeat. My bad, Polygon. You're probably. I hope you don't destroy us with your power. VentureBeat. Don't know who those niggas is, so we're gonna rag on them. There's a journalist from VentureBeat, and apparently he couldn't get past the first. My God, like the first 5 seconds of the game without taking like 3 minutes of the viewer's time. So, first of all, did everybody see the video? That's one.
Yep.
Yes.
Well,
I missed it.
missed it.
Ah!
That's probably because we were talking about it for the past 15 minutes before you came.
It's all good.
Anyway, the Flow. The Flow win. This dude was so bad at the tutorial. This dude sat here for not 5 minutes. It was more like sat here for 3 minutes trying to figure out how to get over a ledge in a video game. So this begs the question, and this has been a question that's been like not all across the internet, but at least all across the gaming world. How much skill do you expect a gaming journalist to even have in the first place? I'm pretty sure that we all expect that they should have some amount of skill. They should be like at least competent in video games. But how much skill do you guys think that it should take? That all right, this guy is a writer. He knows his stuff about video games. How good do you expect him to be in video games in general?
Before we get into that, maybe we should show the clip of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up for you guys. You
Spin
already
that
know.
shit. Shout out to 8 Mile. Shout out to Eminem.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Eminem.
Shout out to the black guy who says, "Hey DJ, spin that shit."
Okay. All right. So this is the first.
Watch that movie.
This is basically the first minute. I'm gonna mute it, even though the music is godly. So like, you know, he's trying out the different moves and stuff, and it's just this one jump right here, this first cylinder, he just can't seem to get past. And to any gamer, they will obviously read the things that are in the background because it's white everything else with black text, so your eyes are automatically just going to focus on the black text. He can't put two and two together until like this moment right here, where he has to realize that he has to use the first block to jump onto the next cylinder. And then even then he's having a little bit more trouble because he's not realizing that he's supposed to combine that with a dash. Now, my thing is, I can understand where he was coming from if the game wasn't telling you how to play it like right in front of your face right there. But as you can see, there's A for jump button, and Y for dash. And it just takes him a little bit longer than it would have taken Morse gamers. Actually, a lot longer, because it would have taken 2 seconds to read it, and then
like literally, I'm looking at the video like, yo, get on the damn block and then jump. Like, how many times are you gonna like get at the base of the cylinder or whatever you want to call this thing and just like jump up from there?
Yeah.
And then you can see right here, he's finally starting to get it, and he still does it wrong. So like, there are two things wrong here. One, your common sense is clearly lacking. That's one. Two, how good are you at video games in the first place? This is like a basic platform thing. Like, this is going back to like Mario, Crash, all that shit. And my God, he finally made a good God. Look, man, it's very painful to watch shit like this. But yeah, so that was the video. So leaving out his common sense, because that's one. How good do you guys expect people to be at video games if you're gonna like write about video games? Like, keep in mind, this is your life. Whether your word can either make or break some of these game developers who work really hard at these video games. And some of them can just say, hey, well, the game is hard, but nigga, you can't even get past the tutorial. Of course the game is going to be hard. So what are you guys' 2 cents?
My 2 cents is, it's like, I don't expect you to be like a pro, like, you know, you're paid to just play, you know, you're on a competitive team, you know, whatever. I don't expect that, but I expect to watch you review a game and not question. Like, I'm over here questioning, like, bro, are you even okay? Like, not even a matter of if you're good or not. Are you okay? Like, are you on drugs or something? This is too easy, you know. So I'm supposed to take your word for it? Okay, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, that's Maurice, I'm gonna let you go.
Again, I agree with Jared. Like, I don't feel like you need to be a JDCR or a top tier player of a video game in order to do well. I do expect them to have some type of knowledge about video games or some type of comprehension about video games, which the guy clearly just didn't have. Like, maybe he was new, and that's nothing against him. I mean, you know, it's just a good learning experience for you ultimately. But I don't know if I would have chosen the route to show my streaming and showing me doing bad in this game. I mean, I know it's a hard game, but like what he showed was not the reason why it's hard. Like, even if you continue the video, it's just like basic tactics that he doesn't have or hasn't picked up from other gaming ventures don't carry over into this game. Like, I expect them to be at like kind of a mediocre level. Sorry, I'm not playing while I'm talking, but I do expect them to be at a mediocre level where they can at least get through a few levels, not necessarily finish a game, and that's not really a requirement, but, you know, at least be able to get through the first levels to get to the meat and bones of it. Because, like, going to piggyback off of Jared again, you made a lot of good points, Jared. I just want to tell you that. Like, what if he didn't finish this game and stopped here at the tutorial and just be like, this game's too hard, don't waste your money on it? Then you fuck up there and come, and it's just not a good look.
Yeah. The game is already like Cuphead is on sale for $20 right now, so they're not even asking for too much for the game.
Is that a sale?
I mean, well, I mean, I really can't comment on it because I don't know how long the game is. It might not be that long, which is why it's only $20.
Yeah.
But it does beg the question, like no shots at IGN, because I don't want to throw shade before we even start our show. But I kept on feeling like, yo, is this how IGN plays video games? Because I can imagine IGN just like just doing the shit that we just saw in the clip. It's just.
And again, they're smart enough to not show it. Like, why would you show people you're having this much difficulty in the tutorial level? Like,
was it a live thing though? Was it like, did they have the choice of like, hey, did they edit this, or was it just like, was it live?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to look stupid in games I'm not familiar with, so I wouldn't do that regardless. And I don't feel like I had to. I don't know if it was live. Yeah. So I feel like.
So you have people editing a game and they let you. So what type of friends does this man have? I need to know.
Right.
They ain't got no friends. It's all about the money.
Right.
Flo, our resident decent gamer, what do you think?
I'm kind of agree because it's one thing if you're just reviewing, you're just writing, and you're more focused on character development, plot, the overall look at the game. I mean, you don't really have to like play or be an expert on that. But if you're live streaming, like if you're trying to compete with these other Twitch users that live stream games and apparently are godly experts, it'd probably be better for him if he just practiced the game before he went live. So it's is this person like very that inexperienced? Like not just as like a gamer, but like
to the culture,
like a rookie journalist in general.
I'm just gonna say that he had a bad day, and I'm gonna leave it there because there's just no way. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he stumped his toe. Maybe his wife isn't letting him have sex. I don't know. But there could be several things we don't know. Maybe he didn't have his Wheaties that morning. We all know how important it is to carve up before you play these games. Don't act. Flo doesn't know.
Maybe that's a thing.
I mean, I didn't require all that to play games, but okay.
Oh, you never did the raid. You never did the Destiny raid. Gotta have those carbs like right there on the side of you at all times. So
your tolerance has yet to be tested, young one.
Right. When you sit there, you're sitting there for 8 hours just trying to beat sisters on Oryx, man. Then you can talk to me about stamina.
Sorry.
People always get stuck at either sisters or the relay race. I have no idea why. Relay races, I'm getting too much into Destiny. King's Fall is the best raid in Destiny. Can we all agree on that?
King's Fall?
Yeah.
It's the most interesting. Anyway, moving on. In the tech world, which I know, we're using technology right now. In the tech world, Google has had his press note. I wanted to call it Google I/O. That's what me and Maurice wanted to call it, but apparently Google I/O is a separate event that happens earlier on this year. And I'm like, that would have been such an easy name for me, but no, we're just going to call it the Google event. Okay, crew?
Okay.
Yes, cool. Sir.
Google showed off his Google event, which is, it's pretty much it's time to shine. It's time to like show off brand new hardware. Hardware refreshes. They do that every single year. Apple does it, Samsung does it, LG does it, even though I'm not too sure when LG does it. But all of these manufacturers, they come off and they show off their new hardware. The bigger ones are, of course, Apple, Google, and I want to say Microsoft, but I can't remember the last time I even watched a Microsoft event. So I'm going to leave Microsoft out and just say Apple and Google. So, as far as hardware goes, there's been a couple interesting things. I'm going to start with, the most obvious, the Pixel phones. The Pixel phones, and for everybody who doesn't know, Google, and for some reason people don't know this, Android is made by Google. Google owns Android. I'm not sure why a lot of people don't know this. They even think it's like made from, I don't know, Samsung or something, but that's just the mass populace being uneducated. Google owns Android. Android is a Google product. So with that out the way, Google is finally making its own hardware for once to try and compete directly with the iPhone. To give you a little tech nerd geek history, the Google used to have something called the Nexus line. The Nexus line used to be like phones for like the everyday common man, so it was approached to everybody in general. You know, it didn't have the best specs, it didn't have the best processor, it didn't have the best any of that. It didn't, but it was priced at like a mid-range phone. It was accessible to pretty much everybody, and it's supposed to push what hardware can do with the software. So basically, it was proven that, hey, you don't have to spend like $800, $900 to get a good experience with Android. Fast forward 5 years, Google said, fuck that, we're missing out on a lot of money. So we're going to come out with something called the Pixel phones. The Pixel phones is going to be Apple's direct competitor. So that's like, whatever Apple does, we're going to make our phone and see if our phone does better than Apple, which it's not going to do. So this is more the premium device that they're putting out to compete directly with Apple head on. I don't think it's the smartest decision, but Google can do whatever they want. They're smarter than me. So Pixel phones. Did everybody see the event?
I wasn't
Most
able
of
to,
it.
unfortunately.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Maurice saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Maurice, what do you think of the new Pixel phones? Because I want to get into one major flaw, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna bring it up too.
It was very iPhone-y. Not sure how I feel about that. Like I saw this coming, like that other people were just gonna try to copy off Apple, and well, not even copy off Apple, and just like, well, if they can not put in the phone head jack, we can do the same thing. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was like one of the glaring issues to me. Well, yeah, it's a glaring issue. Like, we don't have to do what Apple's doing to sell a phone, but companies think they do, so that's what matters ultimately at the end of the day. Other than that, I thought it had some really good features, such as like the squeeze to take a selfie. That's pretty practical. I can see that.
Actually, the squeeze is to deactivate the Google Assistant, I believe.
No, it's also for the selfie too.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Then.
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was kind of like right after, so I can understand.
Yeah.
And then there was also the efforts they're making with, like, you know, making photos more accessible to people that you care about. And the Pixel, like, it looked pretty, but I'm not sure if it looked pretty because I was running the stream at like 1080p, 60 FPS. But I was kind of convinced, like, maybe I should look into Google in like another couple of years, because they definitely seem like they're putting like their best foot forward with these phones.
Yeah. I agree with you. You know, it's a smartphone, so nowadays smartphone, no matter what a smartphone does, it's not gonna blow you away unless it actually says, hey, buy the phone and you get free service or some shit like that. Until then, no smartphone is ever gonna blow you away. But I just want to point out one thing. For all you bastards that own iPhones and keep on saying that Android doesn't take good photos, look, these Android phones have cameras that are on par, if not better, than Apple's iPhone's camera. So I want to stop hearing that from now on. It's always, you have an Android, the cameras are so ugly, the pictures are so ugly, and I'm like, you poor miseducated. But yeah, Google did something that I wasn't expecting actually, and Maurice mentioned that they took away the headphone jack, and that wouldn't be so much of a problem because, you know, I'm in the IT field. Most of us know pretty much a lot about technology because we're in our 20s. So when developers, or not developers, manufacturers, if they want to make like a hard push for like a new standard, I have no problem with that because people are going to follow suit anyway. It's just that sometimes they got to play hardball to get to that new standard, to the better thing. It just so happened that Apple did it first, and some people are kind of, you know, not happy about that. But I'm glad that Apple did it first, because most likely whenever Apple does something, the rest of the world follows. That's just a fact.
Right, and they know that too. That's why they just do anything.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But let me come back to that. So I wouldn't have a problem with it if it wasn't for Apple's history and its track record of just doing whatever the hell it wants and not thinking about literally everything else. They think that everybody lives in this world where everybody owns an Apple product and everything is like seamlessly within their ecosystem. And I may have just like lost a couple people, but let me bring it home for you. All right, so Google has this thing. Is what the rest of the world is going to be using in the next 5 years or so. It's a new standard of USB called USB-C. Flo, let me know if I'm losing you. You too, Jared. You guys heard of USB-C?
I actually have not.
I haven't, but I'm pretty sure you'll explain it.
Maurice, you've heard of it, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, of course. The Nintendo Switch has a USB-C port.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, good job for Nintendo. Anyway,
Right.
USB-C is basically what's going to replace USB-A. You're probably saying, "What's USB-A?" If you look on your laptop or desktop or whatever you see right now, look on the side. You're going to see a USB piece. That is going to be phased out in the next 5 or 6 years. They're trying to get rid of that. The way they're trying to get rid of it is having everybody having USB-C on their phones. So like I was one of the first people to get it because I own a Nexus. Haha, nerdgasm. And so I own a USB-C port, right? So since I have the USB-C port, and with Google's new stuff, they're trying to make everything one port because they got rid of the headphone jack. So it's just one USB-C port on that phone. Most of these other phones, they're going to start doing it, and in a couple years, all of our laptops is going to have this one port for charging, data transfer, hooking up to monitors, input. Basically, all of your I/O is one day going to be just USB-C. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is Apple. Apple has its own connector called the Lightning cable. The Lightning, and since on their phones, on the iPhone, since they got rid of the headphone jack, that means you have to have a dongle for a 3.3 something. You know, the headphone jack. You have to have a dongle for the headphone jack into the iPhone if you want to use your standard headphone jack. The problem there lies, okay, so what if I have a phone that's using USB-C and you have a iPhone that's using Lightning cable? So that means if I can have some headphones that have a USB-C in, which they're going to make pretty soon, and now I also have an iPhone, that means I gotta have a dongle for USB-C to go into my Lightning cable, and then a Lightning cable dongle to go into my USB-C. This is going to be a mess. And Apple does this with pretty much every single piece of hardware it does. It did this in the past. You guys don't know what Apple Talk is, but I have to learn it for my certification. Apple Talk is basically like a protocol that lets computers talk to each other. The rest of the world was using something else. But to bring everything home, because I know I just ranted for a bit, Apple is trying to mess everything up by simply not putting USB-C onto their phones. They're trying to push Lightning cable down people's throat, which I don't agree with. I'm telling you, you don't see it now, Jared and Flo, because I don't know. I don't want to say that that me and Maurice pay attention to shit like this, but it's our job. This is going to be a problem, and I'm not too sure why Apple just won't put USB-C onto their iPhone, because they do it with their their MacBook. The MacBook has USB-C, but then your phone has Lightning cables. That means I have to have a separate charger for my Mac, and it's dumb. It's really dumb. Jared, Flo, did I make any type of sense?
Yep.
I guess.
I was about to say, you got to remember, I'm a little bit smart when it comes to computers. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm a little bit smart when it comes to computer.
Yeah,
A
computers.
little bit smart. But yeah, Flo, is there anything that you're confused on?
I mean, I pretty much get the gist. It's like the phones are moving way too fast, and the PCs or computers are not moving fast enough. Is that the gist?
Okay, no. So no, that's not my point. No. So okay, so when I say I/O, I'm talking about input/output. Input/output meaning.
Okay, dude, I know that part.
Why
okay,
did you miss my point?
Like, this is the gist of what I got. It's just gonna be a hot mess because it doesn't seem like your phone is going to be compatible with your computer. And then a lot of times with these phone products, especially with Apple, when they're trying to like pair look. I don't know.
No,
it's like
not.
you were talking sorry.
Not you. It was I tried to jump up into the roof to get a drop on the guy, and they immediately spotted me.
This guy.
You thought it was sweet.
You thought.
You'll see if you're watching stream, you'll see it. That was pretty funny.
All right. So just to put everything in I'm going to try and summarize as best as I can. Instead of having just one port or one charger to do basically everything, Apple basically wants to have something else to do its own thing to do everything. So basically, imagine if you had an iron, and Apple made that iron. Instead of using like the wall plug, it has its own little thing at the end of it to plug into the wall. That's basically what Apple is doing. Apple wants to do everything differently because it thinks it can, but it really all it does is create a fucking mess.
I mean, yeah, it really.
No, it's kind of ironic. Their goal is to make everything more convenient and better, but by making it better, you're making it worse, basically. And you're not listening. So I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah,
it's not even making sense to me at that point. I'm like, wait, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, and Apple does that a lot. And I'm sorry, I took like 15 minutes on that, so that's my bad. Does anybody, Maurice, did you have any do you have anything before I move on from this? Because I just had to get that right.
I mean, so Apple, it's clear at this point, Apple's just going to set the trend and everyone's just going to follow behind. It doesn't really matter at this point. And it's good for competition because it's going to drive business and make us get a better product at the end of the day, much like the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. So, it is what it is.
Sean, if the iPhone becomes $1,000 and people complain about it, you know there's going to be a line at that Apple store about to buy that phone.
Right, son. People didn't like the fucking 7. Like, look what happened. Oh, it's
sold.
Like
that's
true.
It's like Destiny. You know, you can hate, you can rant about Destiny. There's gonna be a line to buy that game. It's gonna happen.
At the end of the day, you know.
Very true. Anyway, moving on. Fuck Apple, man. This was such an easy thing. Just put USB-C onto your phone. Just do it.
It's, you know, I don't want to go back into the point, but it's kind of like how a scientist is proven wrong. You know, their life's work is trying to do this one, like say, hey, this is how something works, or this is how we should do it, and then someone else comes around and says, how about this? Everyone else agrees, and this guy's like, nah, fuck that.
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. All right, you can do your thing. The rest of the world, it's pretty much like how micro USB is. You know how micro USB charges pretty much everything in the world.
Basically.
That's what USB-C is going to be in the next couple years. You know how only a Lightning connected can only charge an iPhone? Yeah, it's the same thing. So we're still going to have like 10 more years of, hey, you got an iPhone charger? Nah, I use Android. Man, it's 2017. Come on, Apple. Anyway, moving on. They killed it. They fucking killed the dream. You can skip that. You can skip that. The Gifted. Flo, how was it? Because I didn't watch that shit.
Oh, you talking about the Google event? Okay, so I was watching snippets of it. No. What we watching?
The X-Men thing.
Oh, Gifted. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because like when we first saw the trailer, the first thing I noticed that the CGI was like super cheesy. I guess the second time around it didn't look as bad to me. I got a little bit more excited because so the night before they had on FX X-Men was it Future Past, that movie, and you know, in between, you know, FX tried to be like a DVD on TV type thing, and they had the actors from Gifted, and they were kind of explaining like how they're going to tie that movie, X-Men Future Past, to Gifted, because they actually had the girl that played Blink. She's in the movie and she's in the series. They have the brother that the mutant that could actually see far away. They have him, Thunderbird, in the series. So it's like you could definitely see a heavy connection of that movie to this, and that may indicate that we may see more familiar faces with the series. So that kind of got me a little interested. In terms of the actual acting, I felt some of it was a little bit overdone, especially the dude, the kid, I think his name is Andy. Okay, so I get it. Like, okay, with the you know, when a mutant gets their powers or any particular superhero, it's like the traditional wimpy kid that's been a victim of bullying and whatnot. But this character was a bit too wimpy. For me, it's like they were kind of really like overselling it, like how much of a victim he was.
Evangelion wimpy? Like, give me a comparison. Like how wimpy?
Like Iron Fist first episode. Kind of like that, like type that type of damage. So I wasn't really feeling him. I like the sister, how she was able to like kind of keep it together. I do like some of the mutants that we have there. Of course, Blink, Thunderbird, Eclipse. Is it Polar or Polus? She's basically Polaris. There we go. That's it. Thank you. They have her. So it's kind of like, okay, in this series, we don't really, it seems like the X-Men and the Brotherhood have officially disbanded, and we have this network of other underground mutants that are trying to kind of like, they're kind of like the, I guess, surrogate, or the kind of like the replacement for the X-Men and the Brotherhood, and their main goal is just basically to make sure that the mutants escape capture and find sanctuary. It was pretty good. I think I may continue watching it. Like, I wasn't like, oh, and then of course, I thought this was cute. One of the mutants actually had the X-Men theme song as their ringtone. So I thought that was
Whoa. Oh, meta.
Mm-hmm.
Next level. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not about to make everybody mad. I never really cared for X-Men all that much. And nah, it was just never my thing. What? I didn't like X-Men. I mean, I like the movies, but that's why I never really like talk when you guys talk about the comics. Nah.
So you never watched the animated series?
I mean, all right. Does everything on TV I watch? Oh, well, actually, no, it didn't. Actually. I knew what they were. I knew it existed. It had one of the greatest openings ever. That guitar solo was a little bit too godly for a cartoon, for a TV show, for a cartoon back in the day.
That was the 90s, sir. Get it right?
Yeah.
It was the 90s. So it was definitely that was definitely when guitar riffs were like hot.
Spider-Man had one too, didn't it?
Yeah, Spider-Man. Pretty sure Power Rangers did too.
It always goes back to Spider-Man.
we ain't gonna talk about the Power Rangers one. That sits on a tier on its own.
What? Was you saying the X-Men one isn't up there though?
I didn't say it's not up there.
Oh,
I'm just saying the Power Rangers one to me is on a whole other tier. You have God tier, and then you have the Power Rangers tier, basically.
Damn. I don't know. Like, my blood still, I still get hot whenever I hear that guitar solo.
Get hot.
Oh no, it's still lit. It's still lit. Like,
those are the right words I wanted to use. I'm not sorry for it.
I just wanted to make sure everybody else caught that.
Nah, those are the right words I wanted. Like, I literally get sweaty whenever I hear it. It's like, whoa, dude, it's time to work out or something. Like, how do you not like get hyped when you hear this? When you hear this thing?
Is this what they meant by saying like melt your face off back in the day with guitar solos and shit?
Yes. You ever seen Indiana Jones, the first movie? Remember what happened to the dude in the end?
Yeah.
That's me every single time I hear the X-Men theme song. But yeah, so to answer your question, no, there's just way too much continuity in history involving X-Men for me to ever try to keep up with it. So yeah, nah. Like, how many times does Wolverine die? How many times does all of them die?
Wolverine doesn't.
A lot.
Yeah. Well,
I feel it's more than the other Marvel characters. Like, the X-Men just die. That's their thing.
Isn't Wolverine not supposed to die though? Like, okay.
I mean, his
am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, immortality is just that he has a
healing factor.
He has a healing factor, but he can still. He's not like a god. He can still die.
Okay, so I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way: every death that I've known Wolverine to die from could have been prevented from his healing factor.
So all of it.
Just say.
It was, I mean, in the Logan movie. But
every death? Are you sure?
Wait, one more time?
in literally, it can't be every death if he had a death to be. So.
I mean, we kind of noticed in the Logan movie, as he gets older, the very thing that made him Wolverine was the thing that was killing him, and his healing factor started to like slowly go away. So even like the slightest gunshot wound or whatever could like really severely weaken him to the point where he was super vulnerable. So like he could really die like a normal human being.
Damn. So old age really takes every soul.
I mean,
well, Old Man Logan in the fucking movies is a bitch. Old Man Logan in the comic is that real nigga. I'm just gonna set that straight.
I thought Logan was okay as a movie, but I do hear that the Old Man Logan that nigga went a little bit too hard for everybody's sake. So let's move on.
Like I need to send you guys the scenes. This is actually a perfect segue into our next topic.
Which is, I don't know where the fuck he was going with this.
Marvel Legacy. So Marvel Legacy issue 1 is out. I got a chance to watch.
Is this a comic book?
Yes, it is.
All right, good. Let me sit this one out. All right, I'm gone. Bye. For everybody who don't know, I don't read comics.
So anyways, Logan, or the original Wolverine, has been dead in Marvel Comics for about 2-3 years at this point. And with Marvel Legacies, he's coming back. We don't exactly know how. I think it may have something to do with an Infinity Stone. That's my guess. But we don't know how he's coming back. There's a lot of other important things that happened in this this comic, other than the fact that Logan's actually making a comeback from his death. For those who don't know, Logan died after losing his healing factor encased in adamantium. It was savage. Also in this comic, we also see that the Fantastic Four may be making a comeback with Human Torch and Ben Grimm returning, but also, and you'll like this, Andre, Franklin Richards and his sister Susan.
Oh my God, Franklin Richards. This nigga, man, fuck whatever you talk about. This nigga Franklin Richards. This nigga here to make no sense. You talking about a nigga that, like, a nigga that stretches and a woman who could turn invisible gives birth to God? What? This doesn't make any sense.
He said, fuck whatever you're talking about.
No, continue. Okay, great. We're going to end it on Franklin Richards. That's actually...
Franklin Richards, and then the X-Men split up into their different teams. X-Men Blue, which is the original 5 X-Men making their own team, and X-Men Gold, which is the, just the more traditional storyline X-Men where we're kept up with the Storm and the Hardened X-Men and stuff like that. So it was overall decent issue. I know you guys didn't get a chance to watch it, but the major reason I wanted to bring this up was, how do you feel about Logan returning to the comics, or just returning in general?
The nigga dead?
He was dead.
He was dead?
He was dead, son.
I mean, what is there to say? We all knew he was going to come back in some way, shape, or form, because, you can't kill a comic book character.
But the thing is, I thought that way, shape, or form was Old Man Logan, and respectively, X-23.
Oh.
I did not expect them to bring him back at all. I thought he was just gone for good and that was it.
Right, because you have X-23. She's basically the new Wolverine at this point.
Yeah, and they've been dropping. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and then plus I was confused because I'm like, how did he die? And then of course we have Old Man Logan, so that was kind of throwing me off. And then so it's like, oh, there was some concern that this would really mess up the storyline. The storyline already doesn't make sense. So I mean, at this point, just do whatever.
Let's just agree that comic books just don't make sense. Let's just do that. Why can't we just say comic books just don't make sense? Am I wrong? Comic books don't make fucking sense. How does Superman die, come back to life? Nah, nigga, I was just asleep. What? Come on, man. makes no sense. Like they even showed it. To bring it back to X-Men, X-Men's history is so fucked up. They even fucked it up in the movies. That's how fucked up the X-Men history is. It's so convoluted, so not niche, but there's just too much going on in the X-Men world, which is why I don't read comic books. It's just way too much to keep up with. Just give me my one story only. And which is funny because niggas have a hard time keeping up with Harry Potter. That shit is weird to me.
I don't know.
I can read comics, but Harry Potter confuses me. That shit.
That is one problem with, I'll say, Marvel, that they just have like a lot of big shit going on all the time. And sometimes it just makes it like it just loses its effect. But I don't think they're. How do I put this? I don't think that's a reason to not read them. I just think it cheapens the experience of reading them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can really appreciate from Logan returning is the fact that the one image that we saw of this is that apparently he's coming back in Terminator fashion. So we just all
yay?
Just
yay?
have a big smile.
I loved how he came back though. I was like fanboying a little bit. I didn't think I would, but I did. It was great.
Okay, well,
you guys should read it.
Moving on to something a little bit more hype. We got Blaze Blue, and for everybody who don't know what Blaze Blue is one of the hardest games ever. Moving on.
What? Are you sure? Okay.
I'm just playing because I played Blaze Blue, then I realized how bad I am at video games actually. So that's why I have a grudge against it.
Oh, we could have told you that, man. Don't worry about it.
Wow, this nigga. As long as I'm not as bad as that nigga playing Cuphead, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that. Oh, it's like that, sir.
Oh, you talking about him? I was about to say, I didn't say anything yet.
Oh, I'm about to say, like, you want to insult me like this?
Nah.
He was totally one of two people.
I was gonna go a little ham, but I tempered myself.
Like nigga was thinking about it.
I could really go in. Nah.
But I'm not. Anyway, Blaze Blue. For everybody who plays Blaze Blue is Blaze Blue without the E. Blaz Blue.
Can I say Blaz?
Right, yeah, it's Blaz.
It's no fucking E.
Yeah, like Blaz Blue. Can we just say Blaz Blue?
Blaz Blue.
Blaz Blue, Blaz Blue.
Blue. Why are you struggling with that?
Because there's no fucking E.
Thank you.
In the damn word.
Right, yeah. Cause,
like in Blaze, there's no E.
Yeah, Flo, there's no... When you say Blaze Blue is literally Blaze Blue, put it together, there's no E. And, hey, shout out to Cameron. Shout out to Cameron. One Piece isn't hard at all to keep in touch. Shout out to that nigga Cameron. We're gonna get him on the show one day.
You know anyway, it has like over 700 chapters, right?
Nigga, the X-Men has 40 years worth of continuity. What are you talking about?
You literally do not have to pay attention to all of it, though. Like, you can if you want to, but it's definitely a choice.
What the fuck is the point?
The point of... No, I mean, you're talking about going back all 40 years. Like, nigga, no, I'm not even doing that shit. I started from the 2015 comics, and I only go back to the older ones if I feel like reading that story. But even then, those stories are, like, kind of short.
Oh, now he's switching up saying One Piece difficult. Fuck you, Cameron.
I'm not...
Anyway.
Damn, and that was timed perfectly, too. Yeah, shout out to Cameron, so we gonna give him that shout out anyway.
Giving the shout out to that nigga Cameron. He not sponsored though. He not sponsored so.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, Blaze Blue or Blast Blue. Apparently there's some bitch named Ruby. She's coming to the game.
Some bitch. Jared,
I'm gonna need you to watch yourself on this one, good sir. I'm gonna need you to watch yourself, all right?
Jared, can you take over for this one, please? I feel like you can go a little bit more into detail.
Does the R and RWBY stand for Ruby?
Yes.
It stands for each of the characters' names.
So is R Ruby?
Yes.
Hey, my man is smart.
Watch this shit. Does B stand for blue? Does Y stand for yellow? What the fuck is white? What the fuck?
All right, so have you even watched Ruby, my guy?
No,
at all?
I don't watch
RWBY. All right, so as Marvin, my friend Marvin will say, Ruby. R stands for Ruby. W stands for Weiss. Don't ask. B stands for Blake, and Y stands for Yang. Again, don't ask. All right.
So all of those together is
Ruby.
The team that they go by Ruby.
no. So tell me the acronym with their names all together. So R is what?
R is Ruby.
Uh-huh.
W is Weiss.
Uh-huh.
B is Blake, and Y is Yang.
Wait a minute. B is Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake.
Oh, Blink.
Blake.
Blake.
Son,
Like Blake Griffin.
Oh my God! They got the whitest name. Why Blake?
I don't know.
It's a girl. If it makes you.
That's
feel
what
better.
Monty said. And Monty says it goes.
Man, so they got the most Wonder Bread name ever.
It's on the
So-
girl.
I mean, I was kind of blown when I first watched the series that the blonde was named Yang. Yang Xiaolong. That's her full name.
Monte.
She's like the most un-Chinese person, but her name is Yang Xiaolong.
Right,
They're gonna probably go deep into that. Why? But I don't know.
It's funny because I think they did that in the Defenders too, when they had like these white people play the hand. That shit was weird. Anyway.
But yeah, I'm very hyped for that because I've been keeping up with Ruby for ever since it came out. Also, October 14th, I think it's the 14th, season 5 kicks off. So yeah, 5 seasons though. Like I'm impressed. I thought it was gonna stop soon, but hey, keep the dream going. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the story of the show?
The story of the show. So you have.
Here we go.
So you have this character. Her name is Ruby Rose, right? It starts off with her just wanting to be a huntress, and hunters, sorry, are people that like fight the Grim, which are like these darkness-consumed monsters that just for some reason hate people. I don't know. She wants to become one of them because that's like her dream. Classic thing, I guess. She goes to this academy called Beacon Academy. Right?
The what?
Beacon Academy. It
Beacon
trains
Academy?
Beacon, like.
Son, I swear to God, if there was an F in there, I would have watched it on the spot. Beefing Academy, bruh. Everybody beefing? We in there.
But yeah, she goes to Beacon Academy with her sister Yang. Right? Yeah, they're sisters.
Okay. Ruby Rose and Yang. Okay.
Yang Xiaolong. Don't forget the.
Oh,
don't forget the Xiaolong.
And they're sisters?
Yeah, they're sisters.
Oh, God.
Now they're not. I don't know if they're full sisters or like half sisters. It's complicated. Just I personally like this show, but I recommend it. I really do. But yeah, they go to school together, to train to fight these monsters. Their drama between meeting Weiss. She's this preppy, spoiled rich girl that had everything handed to her. Her name is Weiss Schnee, and the Schnee family owns like a dust company that's like a magical element that does a lot of shit for some reason. Mm-hmm. It just does a lot, like all these different elements, and she has it in like a rapier. Blake, she's also introduced. Yeah. Blake's a woman. Yes, all the teammates, Blake's a woman.
Blake is black. Blake is black.
Yeah, she's black.
And she's black.
She's
No.
She's not like actually black. That's her color.
It's in the.
She's dark skin.
No, she's.
Oh my God, Andre!
She's black in a metaphorical sense, as in like her people are kind of like looked down upon, and like kind of
basically,
society.
Yeah. She's like a faunus, which are like animal people.
Yeah.
That's
like they all like. It is. You should watch the show. You can see how fucked up it is and how they're treated. But yeah, she's like this mysterious type of person. Always keeps things to herself. She likes to read a lot of books and shit. And Yang, she is the class. How do I explain her exactly? Like, she's very ditzy sometimes, but she's like she has that personality of like a flirt. And don't touch her hair. Like, just don't.
Black. Oh my God.
None of them are black.
None of them are black, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Nah. Oscar's not black either. No, he's not black. He looks Dustin.
That chick with the fucking the dual gun sickles. She's black. That's bae.
Oh yeah, Emerald. Yeah, she's black. She's got green hair too.
Yeah.
It's like a camera.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the live chat, and it's just Cameron just being a complete. Moving on with the show.
But yeah, I'm personally hyped because when I looked at the gameplay, I'm just like, I love just her just using that fucking scythe. Like, can I ask you a question? What other character do you know that has a scythe sniper rifle as a weapon?
Maka, oh fuck! Oh, you said you added the sniper rifle part.
Yeah, I have to say, I wish you fucking would.
Maka, all one of my favorite characters.
Another thing that's kind of interesting is all of these characters' weapons are swords with guns integrated into them. Except for Weiss. Hers is like a rapier with magic dust that does a lot of shit. She also can control time.
So they all that nigga from Kingdom Hearts. What's that one nigga? He was from some Final Fantasy. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, the nigga with the revolver gun or blade?
Yeah.
Squall.
Why is his name so dumb?
It's actually, I think it's Leon Squall or some shit like that.
Let's go with Leon.
Yeah, Leon. But yeah, Ruby, hers is a scythe sniper rifle. Weiss is a rapier that shoots magic dust. She can control time and apparently gravity. Blake, I think Blake has the most interesting one. So she has this like ninja type sword on her back that when she unsheaths it, the sheath is also a sword, and the gun itself can form into a pistol that has a ribbon. So it's kind of like a pistol whip scythe sword thing. That's fucking weird as shit. But when she uses it, it's like you can just see that they did a lot of time in the choreographing of these fight scenes, and it just blows me away almost every single time. And then Yang, she has these gauntlets that are shotguns, and they apparently are also grenade launchers.
Okay. So
yeah,
we're
not gonna go into the other characters.
To be very honest with you, this show sounds dumb as shit, but I would think it was dumb as shit if I didn't watch anime. Because you explaining that to a person who didn't watch anime, they would go like, alright, so, nigga, what?
Basically. And I gotta point out, I'm not the best at explaining it because I don't know if you want to watch it, so I'm trying to hold off on these spoilers. But yeah, it gets, the story, like, when you first watch season 1, just understand, when you get to season, like, 4, you can see the growth that it had, because keep in mind on season 1, only one person was basically working on like the animations and shit. Like literally, but I cannot explain this to you any clearer. Only the main characters had detail. Like every other character was just blacked out.
This shit costs money, all right.
Look, son, like
man, they ain't got money. Monty ain't got money. Oh wait, Monty dead, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, rest in peace, Monty. Rest in peace.
They, man, why did all the good people die young? Anyway, I wanted to move on, not to cut you off, Maurice, but I don't really care about that.
You guys are.
I'm not watching.
Maurice.
Jared.
Maurice, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I grew dreads, got a whole shade of light on my skin, and was named Maurice.
There we go. RWBY people, 9 out of 10. Would fuck. Every last.
What the fuck?
I mean, that might be hot. Anyway, I wanted to slide this in here because apparently, Flo, me and you got beef. What's up? What's wrong with Danny Brown? Because I wanna know. I had you listen to the album, and you said his voice was annoying, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna just bring this up on the show without her knowing. I want to know what was so annoying about it.
That's kind of shady.
Have you heard it? It was high
I'm the one that told you
no
about
reason.
it.
How could you not know? How could you actually listen to him? It's so unnecessarily high pitched. It's like he's trying to be like a mix of Andre 3000 and the dude from Cypress Hill. And I honestly, no. As soon as like, okay, so here's the thing. While I was listening to it, I was like grading the students' work during my free block. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, what the fuck is this? What? Like, I was so turned off by this. Like, it was just so high-pitched and annoying. And I was like, I really did question your taste in rap music.
Oh,
I really did. I heard it. Because, like,
wow, high-pitched?
Yes.
You
and
thought
because,
that
like,
voice was high-pitched?
It was just, like, so squeaky and annoying. And it was like, are you in bed yet? I was like, shut the hell up. I was like, no, I'm not, because I'm listening to your album. Like, oh my god, it was so terrible. Because the last album that Maurice recommended, I actually liked. What was the dude's name again? It was something Rocky.
No, A$AP Rock.
A$AP Rocky?
Yeah, that
A$AP
one I actually liked. Like, that's saved in my library right now. That Danny Brown, I was like, I'm throwing this in the garbage. Why would you recommend this? Like how could you listen to this whole thing and not be irritated?
I'm just laughing because she keeps going on you like specifically.
She is ripping you a new one,
right?
Bro.
I mean, well, she can do that because I don't listen to fucking R&B, and I think R&B is trash. But that's neither.
That Erykah Badu son, like, come on.
Yeah.
You listen to Tyrese Gibson. That's different.
Sweet Lady. What's wrong with Sweet Lady?
Fuck you.
Tyrese.
How do you listen to shit like that? If you think Danny Brown
New
is annoying, I just
Edition
don't
is
understand it.
amazing. I don't.
Oh god.
What is your beef with R&B? Like, I just think that you were just like horribly
Boring and
starved.
it's cliche.
Okay.
Shut up, Cameron. Michael Jackson is pop. What are you talking
Okay. But he started off with R&B. He's like a lot of people consider Michael Jackson as a crossover artist. The same with Janet Jackson.
Pop is R&B. Okay. Right.
Just like Justin Timberlake came from pop, but then he kind of hang out around some black people like Timberlake, and he crossed over to like R&B. The genres can overlap.
Let's go back to Danny Brown because I'm just lost. Like, I just you realize that dude put out like one of the best albums last year.
Really? Why? Is something wrong with people? Like, I really just like found the biggest problem with him is his voice, and then I really don't. And then there was one song, I forgot what it was, and like he borrowed or whatever, like a line from Outkast. What song was it? God damn it!
That's why you. Is it because of this one line?
No,
is it because of this one line?
No.
Are you comparing them to 3 Stacks? Because I didn't hear any part of he's trying to copy 3 Stacks at all. Like none.
It was that line, and then also his voice is annoying. It was like he was trying to be like the dude from Cypress Hill, and
I don't know who that is, so I can't really.
Then what? How do you not know Cypress Hill? Insane in the Membrane.
Insane in
Man,
the
look,
Membrane.
I don't. What's? I can't even. I can't.
It's been on video games, so you probably would have heard it.
Yeah, that's like you definitely heard "Insane in the Membrane." That has been copped for a couple.
The only reason I know about My Chemical Romance is because of Burnout 3, and Burnout 3 is one of the greatest games ever.
It is one of the top emo rock bands.
No, fuck that. We're going back to Danny Brown.
Wait. So you can recommend crappy rappers, but I can't bring up one of the emo rock bands.
My Chemical Romance, because I definitely said them. You about to say that My Chemical Romance not godlike? Is that what you about to say?
They're a good band. Like, they're one of the top emo bands, along with Evanescence.
The top.
Fall Out Boy.
I don't. I think My Chemical Romance got that.
Versus Fall Out Boy?
Yes.
I disagree. My opinion.
Yes.
In my opinion, I think Fall Out Boy trumps.
Hey!
Right. I'm not saying that. I didn't say like My Chemical Romance was better than Fall Out Boy. I said they were in the they're in my top 5.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
Yeah. Definitely Fall Out Boy has definitely outlasted My Chemical Romance.
Because they split up.
Fall Out Boy? Oh, Chemical Romance. Oh, okay.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance. I think they split up, and I don't know why. They're white people in their band. Apparently, they just can't stay together. I'm not too sure what's up with that. But
okay, what does their race have to do with that?
What?
White people.
Emo rock, man.
Yeah, they don't stay a group for too long.
Fall Out Boy.
Are they still a group?
Yeah,
yes.
So they were on the fucking Teen Titans special together. That was wild.
Yeah, and they just came out with an album this year.
Wait, the album's out?
Well, okay, not album, but they come out with a couple of sequels.
Okay, so don't
like,
mess with me like that. Don't mess with me like that. All right,
I'm pretty sure if they come out with like, I know if they just came out with like some of the singles, I know the album is coming. If it hasn't dropped, it's coming out soon.
Okay, so did you listen to to Coloring Book by Chance the Rapper?
I haven't. I only caught like a few songs, but not the whole album.
Did you listen to Run of the Jewels 3? I think that came out in 2016. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, because that's in my library. Because like when Legend Has It, when it came out with the Black Panther trailer, I immediately looked up that song, and then now I'm completely into Run the Jewels. But you have to understand, Run the Jewels is dealing with Killer Mike, an actual talented rapper, and then you recommended Danny Brown. Like you have to understand, it's not on the same tier.
Actually, I mean, of course not, because Danny Brown has like 2 albums.
Okay, then what was your point to bring it up? Run the Jewel then?
Because it came out in 2016. At least I think it came out in 2016.
Okay, and they're coming up with still basically Run the Jewel has it's making some serious soundtrack money because they did the soundtrack for Baby. They were in the Defenders. Apparently, a lot of their music was used for Toonami. Because ever since like I listened to that album and like I hear the music, like wait, didn't Toonami use that? So the movie, Baby Driver. No, you didn't see that with Jamie Foxx and the dude that's playing Punisher.
That's probably why I don't like Jamie Foxx. That's probably why I didn't hear about it. I don't like Jamie Foxx. I think he's kind of.
Why you don't like Jamie Foxx? Why
music? Because his music isn't that good, and he's only a decent actor. And most of his movies are trash.
He won an Academy Award for playing Ray.
All right, and I give you that. Name something else.
He's a
because most of his movies are bad.
Okay, he is a talented comedian. He's a great singer.
God.
Are you mad because he's multi-talented?
No, he's not.
Oh my God.
He's not. He can't. He may be a decent producer. His music isn't all that good. You can't give me one decent movie he's been in since 2003.
What?
I'm waiting for a good movie since 2003 for Jamie Foxx.
I haven't kept up with his movies.
Oh.
The only thing is like
wait,
because he did win an Academy Award. You can't take away that there is talent there.
I never did.
You just did.
I said, give me something beyond 2003. Give me anything good beyond 2003 that Jamie Foxx has done. Give me a song. Give me a movie.
He hasn't done a song in a while. I don't think.
So where's this whole multi-talented thing coming from?
Because he can sing. He play the piano. He is like a funny comedian. He just finished like this first season of the game show Shazam. I'm saying like he's very successful, and then he's just did a project with Jay Farrow. Hold on.
I'm gonna help you out. Django. He was in Django, and he was pretty good in that.
Yeah.
But you didn't say that.
5 years ago, wasn't it?
No, it's a project that he just did with Jay Farrow. And
you can't even name
it. White Famous. There it is.
Why are you slicing Jamie Foxx?
Because I actually like Jamie Foxx. I actually find him entertaining.
I like Lil Uzi. That don't mean that he's good.
You like Lil Uzi?
Yeah.
Why?
That's unfortunate.
So you like his personality?
Oh well.
I can't really speak to his personality all that much. But
so what do you like about him?
You just said he's not talented.
Hold on.
He's not talented at all.
You just said you like Lil Uzi, but that doesn't mean he make good music. And then when he's like,
I can like somebody for not making good music, but I don't know him.
But then we just said about his personality. Like, I can't really speak too much about his personality. Then what do you like about him, man?
He makes okay music for the right occasion, and that's all that matters.
I need to know what song are you talking about?
Huh?
What song are you talking
Money
about?
Longer, EXO, Tour Life, P's and Q's was actually Homeboy, please, like, bye. Oh my gosh, that shit goes hard. I can't really defend it because you guys are in this thing where, and I don't want to harp on it on Maurice, and I'm just gonna say Flo at this point because me and Maurice already talked about this. Phil, you kind of care a little bit too much about the rapper has to do this, say this, and have this message behind it in order for it to be a rapper.
Because that's my preference.
And that shit is honestly annoying. You can't call something, well, don't call something else trash if this is your preference.
It is. It was my opinion. You really
called it trash.
Because that's my opinion.
All right, granted, I can give you that. But just say that, okay, well, this is trash, and you're trash for liking it, and you did just say that. That's what I don't have a problem with. I mean, that's what I have a problem.
That's
what. So wait a minute. So,
what's wrong with mood music? I don't see what's this big attack on mood music. I don't get it. Just because the dude isn't spitting 16 bars and isn't talking about his rough upbringing about police brutality. Somehow that means he's not a rapper. That shit gets on my nerves. It really does.
Oh no! See, my point is, I can't stand this man's voice. Like this man, every time I'm listening, I literally have a headache. Like I'm talking about Uzi and Danny Brown. Fucking Uzi. Like, okay, you listen to XO Tour Life. You've listened to that shit. All right, you expect me to listen to this nigga singing like "All My Friends Are Dead" like 20 fucking times on that song?
I tell you what, Jared. I'm gonna fly out to Seattle. I'm gonna get us a bottle of something. We're gonna take like 8 shots. I guarantee you, we're gonna be singing XO Tour Life. In your apartment, me and your girl, we're gonna be tripping like shit. It's good for the time, and I just don't get that. Hey, well, you have to be blasted to enjoy the music. Well, that's kind of most music. Most music is derived from some type of drug anyway. So I can't really.
Shit, look at EDM, bro. How do you think they get the inspiration to make these songs?
True, but back to flow. I'm attacking you now.
But you're losing.
I'm not.
You kind of are.
XO Tour Life and that entire album kind of outsold Illmatic.
Okay,
nah,
first off, okay. there's no kind of. Either it did or it didn't.
It did.
Yeah.
Within its first week.
There you go. Say what you
okay.
Damn.
But you have to understand that's from like a younger generation. Like my students blast it all the time, and I tell them like,
"Oh, my friend, do that."
Just trash.
Yeah. What the fuck?
So, because that's my opinion. I don't care how much like it's sold. I feel like, okay. In the music industry, this is supposed to be a challenge. You're supposed to have some type of talent, and I just feel like if I feel like either me or any one of us could just like make a song by just repeating the same thing over and over again.
Nope, you can't do it. Because first of all, you got to perform that song on stage. You're not about to tell me that you can perform or do half of the shit that Uzi does on stage. You can't do it.
What does he do on stage? What does he do on stage?
He's a performer. He's the same thing that he does the same. Well, he doesn't dance like Michael Jackson, but he has this presence about him. You can't just make a song, and that's why some of these people kind of fizzle out. You can't just make a song and not be able to perform it. If you don't have like that star power, and Uzi definitely has star power, and that's why the white girls like him. You can't just what you're trying to say is that, oh, I can make a song right now and become extremely popular. No.
Wait. Well, let me step in at this point. I have something to say right there. So I think what I'm kind of arguing for Flonora, so this is kind of cheating. So take it with what you will, Andre.
Oh no, but I enjoy the competition.
So the problem with it is with that type of music, and I understand that it has a place for. There's a place for it. It can be somewhere. But the thing is that it breeds more things just like it. So that particular artist, whether he's able to perform that song that he makes or not, if he dies out, that doesn't matter, because the person that's watching him make money, looking like he makes money off of these songs, is just going to do the same thing, and it just adds this level of like degradation, or it degrades like the whole genre, or has the possibility to, and that's something I don't like. That it's just like people try to go and do the same thing, because you said yourself, yeah, they can think they could do that and get high, but if they can't perform it, then they just fizzle out. Okay, but what's going to stop the next person from trying to do it? Like, and then a little bit also what Flonora's point, like it came from our one of our high school teachers, but yeah, I do think that artists need to have a talent somewhere, like being able to play an instrument, vocals, something, Like even Drake could probably couldn't rap. Well, no, not probably. Drake probably didn't rap that well, but at least he can make beats. At least he can string shit together, make connections. He was a businessman, you know. And I don't feel like Uzi Vert, they don't seem like they bring that to the table. I mean, maybe they did.
Well, wait, can you repeat that? What doesn't people like Uzi, 21 I laugh every time I say
that. No, you're not even gonna say that.
I laugh.
I don't think.
What don't they bring to the table?
Well, I think they don't bring it to the table. It's just a certain level of talent, just something that they're good in. Like maybe I'm wrong. You can inform me, but it doesn't seem like they do. It just seems like they just get on the track and just do whatever. And while what's his name, Uzi Vert is entertaining, well, maybe deemed entertaining. I mean, I don't feel like that's good in the long run. Like, what entertaining in what way? Is what I meant.
But music is a form of entertainment.
Yeah, it is. But how is he entertaining? Like, is he just doing stupid shit and looking stupid? Because niggas laugh at YouTube videos. He doesn't exactly do stupid. He does the same thing in the case of, like, maybe your favorite dancer or maybe your favorite performer. He gets you to a place where you want to be, where you're like, yeah, I'm hype as shit. So this nigga's a drug, son? Like,
not the drugs.
No, I'm saying, like, he himself is a drug, son? Like, he just gets you to a place you need to be?
Like, come on. Like, come on. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, where you see a certain artist performing. Yeah, I know that artist. I like that artist. Whenever he performs, I'm going to be hyped. Some people don't have that. Like, who doesn't? Like, I went to go see. I can't say Migos because I only saw Migos once. I wanted to see them twice. I can't see Migos. It's hard for me to make this point. Because you're saying that these people have no talent, but they're selling millions of records.
Well, no, like, I don't think they're talentless. I just don't see what their talent is besides just like, you know, hyping the crowd.
It's hyping the crowd.
Okay, I mean, whatever.
Okay, but here's my thing. So let me take like another example. You have someone that's I consider very talented, Bruno Mars. He can sing, play instrument, write his own songs. And like he's actually a performer on stage. If you ever seen him perform like at a concert or at these like award shows, like he's an actual performer. Like he's almost at the status of like James Brown type like entertainment. But you see, like he actually has he actually has talent and at the same time entertain a crowd. You do not get bored at a Bruno Mars concert.
You don't get bored at a Lil Uzi concert. So what's your point?
Yeah, I'm about to say you can't say you get bored at one of those concerts.
That I feel that is either visible or that is like really appealing to me.
So getting the crowd hype isn't a talent. That's not a talent at all.
It's not getting me hype.
That's you, because you already admitted you don't like it.
That's not
You're
fair.
getting mad.
That's not fair at all.
But no, because like my whole look, I'm not saying that they don't have like mass appeal. I'm just saying it's not appealing to me, and he's getting mad at the fact because I don't like it.
So,
yeah, she does got you there.
Okay, and I'll shut up at that because I try to inform you in something that's different, but I guess not. But to say that.
I mean, I don't like different. I just want something that's actually good. But okay.
Man, that album was awesome, and I want you to realize that some of your favorite artists also really love that Danny Brown's last album.
Okay, good for them. But I don't see how they can tolerate his voice. I feel like he is a wannabe.
I don't know how people can tolerate 21 Savage's voice.
Andre 3000 type character, and I wish he would have never brought it to my attention.
That was a good album. But then again, you didn't listen to Coloring Book. Then you call yourself a Chance the Rapper fan?
I like him because of what he does for his community. Like, he's actually helping. Like, he hasn't forgotten where he was. And then he actually, like, donated millions to the Chicago school system.
And that's a part of my point. It seems like that every person.
And I do like some of his songs. Like even though I don't like his whole album, I do like some of his songs. I liked Angel. I like No Problem. So same drugs. Like
I guess we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. It's just you just gotta understand that it just kind of makes me not upset, but just slightly salty when like, oh well, they're
Slightly.
talentless and they don't do this, but when they literally made rap into popular music.
Rap was already popular music.
Oh, we're not about
Why are you
not about
giving trap music credit for that?
Before 2007, rap was not popular music.
Nicki Minaj, son?
No,
Nicki Minaj, son? For real?
Like, you,
When did Nicki Minaj come out
What?
again?
Like
So, I'm gonna
2012?
no.
Hold on.
No, like
hold
even
on.
before
I gotta
that,
take
when
Andre's
hip hop,
side to this one.
the minute that they started using rap music or hip hop in general to sell Pepsi, Sprite, Adidas, like as soon as they started using hip hop for like commercials and to sell their products, that's when it became mainstream. You had, for God's sakes, Phil Collins had Bone Thugs and Harmony on a song. Like, rap music has always been popular music.
Rap music,
Even before
rap music
white
is popular.
people have always been bumping to rap music as soon as it came out.
Okay, so, all right, so let me just make this point real quick. When I say popular music, I'm talking about that rap and hip hop. It was the #1 music in the country, like it is today. It was not like that in 2004.
Yes, it was.
Oh my God, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It kind of was.
Are we counting Outkast?
No.
Are we counting Outkast?
We're counting
Yeah,
Outkast.
okay.
Okay, so Hey Ya and the Love Below shit, that definitely topped. That was like a rap pop album.
Okay.
And that definitely was top rap. That was like a...
I'm talking about
that-
consistently. From 2000,
So
Yes, because you had a thing called MTV, and they had a show called Yo MTV Raps, and that introduced hip hop and rap music to white suburbia. Okay, so yes, and then in the course of time when like rap finally made it to was like a Grammy category. Like I feel like you're giving like too much credit to trap music.
I'm
when
not
hip-hop
actually because
that you kind of are.
Everybody listened to it. The girls in the suburbs to the niggas in the hood, they all listen to this music. You are not about to tell me, besides maybe Eminem and maybe Outkast, these little kids these white kids in suburbia, they wasn't listening to people that even I don't know about.
Yes, they did. Because you know why? Because you had Run DMC that did a song with Aerosmith.
You're going back.
Yes, I'm going back that far. And then of course you had
you think that all
Public
white people was
Enemy
listening to
did
Run
a song
DMC?
with the heavy metal band Anthrax.
Oh, okay.
So it's just oh my God. It's just again, you're giving way too much credit to trap music. Hip hop has always integrated into pop culture or into like different genres.
But it integrated into it. It wasn't the main thing. This wasn't going, hey, we here with our colorful hair and our chains and our tattoos and all of that shit.
Yes, they did, because you know why? You had Nelly with Country Grammar, and then you had everybody from every different shade putting like a Band-Aid under their eye and talking with like a country ass accent.
So my question to you is, you think that rap has always been popular music?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, wait, can we back up? Can we back up a second? So when you're saying rap has never been as popular as it is now, what are you talking about? Like what artists are popular right now that are rappers?
I'm talking about that everybody listens to.
What
every
artists?
single. So from today or back then?
From today, like what artists are popular right now that are rappers?
Oh God, Migos, Uzi, Yachty.
Uzi's
I
not a
want to
rapper.
say Dram, but not Dram. Huh?
Yachty's not a rapper either. They said didn't they say they weren't rappers? They're not doing rap. You can't count that.
It's still in the same bracket.
Oh, that was the same bracket. I love how it counts when the shit is like.
They say rap and hip-hop.
If that's the case, nobody's right.
Huh?
If that's the case, nobody.
Yeah, the whole argument becomes moot because these niggas literally said, I'm not. One of them said, I'm not a rapper, I'm a rock star. And the other nigga's like, nigga, nobody spits a Code 16 anymore. He not a rapper either.
Come on, nigga. They're underneath of hip hop, man.
They're not rappers though. I don't understand.
But are they closer to fucking country music?
They're closer to fucking Justin Bieber, like.
Oh God.
Yes,
Damn
I'm sorry. They're just that bad right now.
You can't be serious.
No, no, I mean, like, why is it? Why are they a rapper when it's something positive, and why are they not a rapper when it's something negative, like their albums, quality? Like, I'm not a rapper. You can't count me like that. If you're saying that they're the ones that blew it up, they're not blowing up rap. They're blowing up something else. So we're just talking about something else completely.
So what are they blowing up? Hip hop?
Pop music, which has always been blowing up.
Pop music. Pop music.
Well, I guess we're just
I'm
gonna
not gonna
have to
call
agree
Uzi a pop
to
star.
disagree.
I'm not calling Uzi a pop star.
Yeah,
Well,
man,
he's
young
all
Michael
over the
Jackson,
hip-hop
son.
artists,
Young
but I'm
Michael
not
Jackson,
calling
son.
He's kind of on the trajectory. I don't know why that word is so hard for me.
Trajectory?
Yeah, that's a hard word for me. I don't know.
Trajectory.
We all have one. We all have one.
Mine's apocalypse.
Mine's just Irish wristwatch.
What?
What are you trying to say? I dare you.
Irish wristwatch.
Oh, fuck you too.
Well, I'm just gonna have to disagree. So I can give you all the way up until 2005. You just can't tell me that when Run DMC was selling superstars that was popular music back then. I just can't.
It was
I'm just saying,
like
it kind of yeah.
it was. I wouldn't say I'm not. I can't. You can't quote me on the top
Like,
one, but it's
I'll even go further
known.
back than like was it what's that first big crossover hit? It was like from the Sugar Hill Gang. That song came out, and then it was kind of the bridge between disco, and then it was going into something completely different. Like you can't just say, okay, let me put it this way. I can even go back to to the point where you have white artists doing rap like that. If white people are copying it, then it's considered popular music. The minute like you have Vanilla Ice, Third Bass.
Well, shit, everything is popular music.
Exactly.
All the way back from jazz to like blues, but that doesn't really make too much sense to me.
Because that's you. But I'm just saying, you can't just give credit to trap music for making hip hop and rap music popular. That's
So
just,
why don't you give it any credit? And you won't. It's like you won't accept the fact that you got 14-year-olds in Nebraska bumping Lil Yachty.
I understand that it is popular. It's just something that's
Run
not
DMC
for
was
me.
not doing. I cannot give you that. You are not about to tell me that 14-year-olds back in
didn't say that.
That's what you did just say. You said Run DMC was popular music.
Yes, yeah, it is popular music. I didn't say like trap music isn't popular. You're giving trap music complete credit for actually finally making hip hop popular, and that's not the case. It's been popular, it's been popping. It's like it's been part of cultural appropriation, sir. So I don't. Yeah.
I'm really mad because I can't speak on it because I've never been to Nebraska. I've never been to Colorado. I've never been to these square ass states where all the white people live. So I can't really.
That sounded kind of hurt. That was a little aggressive.
It's true. Oh, it's hurtful when it's true.
No, the tone is what. No, the tone, son. Like that was a little aggressive. You might want to calm that down, sir.
Nah, do what we want on this show.
Okay.
I just can't see it. I don't see, like how.
Maybe we should just move on. I think we beat this topic in a little bit too much.
Actually, we can actually end the show because we've been going for like an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Well, I had fun. What about you, Jared?
I had fun.
Oh, I live for shit like this. Run DMC.
What you want to close us out there, show host, sir?
Yeah, sure. All right. So Google announced 2 phones that nobody's getting. Apple's fucking up.
I'll get the next one.
Well, to be fair, I might shoot for the Google. Man, I forgot what the fuck they're calling it. The Pixel XL 2.
The Pixel 2 XL and the Pixel 2.
Pixel 2 XL. Whatever.
There's a way you say it. I don't.
Pixel 2 XL. Pixel XL 2. 2 Pixel XL.
Can you
I
stop?
might shoot for that.
You've been doing this a lot. I need you to stop. Like, I'm genuinely
mixing
concerned.
things up when you know exactly what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you've been doing this for a minute. I don't know if I like this habit you've developed.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's all that matters.
Okay, so.
Nobody's gonna watch The Gifted. It's probably gonna get canceled.
No, I don't know. I think I might.
I feel like I think it has a shot. I mean, Fox has produced.
It'll get canceled in season 2. Then.
It literally can't be any worse than Inhumans right now, so it's got a lot going for it.
Yeah.
I forgot all about Inhumans. Did we even talk about it?
No, we only talked about like the trailer, and that was it.
Yeah.
Jesus, it looked the trailer didn't look that good either. What else? What the fuck else did we talk about today? The X-Men timeline makes no sense. Shout out to Franklin Richards, and shout out to Dr. Doom. RWBI is RWBY. Sorry, Jared.
Just say Ruby.
Sorry. It's really easy just to say Ruby.
Yeah.
RWBY is an anime made by Monty Oum that nobody's watching.
I don't understand.
I'm not even too sure where to get
that
for this.
Because people are watching it.
Right. Blast Blue is coming out with something. I don't know. It has something to do with Ruby. Blast Blue. And
I'm calling it Blast Blue now. I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, this Blast Blue. And we finally got our music opinions out the way. I'm willing to give my temporary my whatchamacallits, what's the word I'm looking for?
We don't know because we're
contemporaries some credit, but not all of the credit. But at least I'm giving them some credit, and not credit at all, because I just don't see how you can call something garbage and just not give it credit.
Because it's my opinion.
For the record, I've never called it garbage, but I can understand where Flo's coming from.
I wasn't talking to you, Maurice.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna just take all your saltiness and just put it on some fries and then digest it.
That is the best way to eat French fries. Like, you ever got French fries from McDonald's and they didn't put salt on it? That shit is disgusting.
Like
Where did that happen? I have never encountered that problem.
You can ask for it. Just say don't put salt on my fries.
Who does that?
And all right, so closing comments. Mine is Danny Brown had a great album, and I think Flo's opinion the music is trash. Jared.
Shots fired, and fuck you for not liking Ruby. There you go.
I didn't say I didn't like Ruby. I said I didn't watch it. That's the difference.
It's almost the same thing if you think about it.
How was it the same thing? I like Rick and Morty. I didn't watch it yet.
It's the same thing. I don't.
Wait, what?
You don't like Rick and Morty. You don't really like Rick and Morty. You like the idea, the concept.
You don't really
Rick
like
and
One
Morty.
Piece, then, nigga?
I do. I watched a lot of One Piece.
Yeah. Are you current?
I've watched a lot of One Piece.
Okay.
When is that shit gonna fucking end? Like, good God.
Oh no, we're not doing this. We're not. No. Move on to the next person, Andre. That's a whole topic.
Flo.
Danny Brown is annoying as fuck, and I will go to Maurice for recommendations for rappers.
Probably.
All right. Code 16. All right, you're stuck in the 90s. Maurice.
Well, today's podcast is coming to you from my new desk and chair.
Brought to you in part by Maurice's desk.
This shit has been amazing. I got so much space. I have a water bottle, some coffee, a water bottle that's not even full, my monitor, keyboard.
Did you need the water bottle for the desk?
I gotta stay hydrated.
True, that is important.
That is very important.
Yeah, and I just had coffee, so I got dehydrated, and I drank some water behind it, so I can, hydrate my body back up. Boom.
Good night, everybody. Good night. We're gonna sign off right here.
Peace.